Congratulations. No, not because you managed to get Taylor Swift tickets for the cost less than your mortgage payment, because chances are you got your very first guitar and you ended up here. Maybe someone gifted it to you, maybe you went and bought it yourself. Who knows? I don't care. Chances are you were all jazzed up and you plugged that baby up into an amplifier or something else and you realized, oh, shish kebab, this thing is not in tune. Well, that's where I come into play. In this video, we're gonna go over every little aspect to get the guitar to tune to the very standard tuning. E, A, D, G, B, E. We're gonna go over a few different methods on how to achieve that tuning. And we're even gonna throw in a few bonus tunings at the end of the video too. Now at first, you might wanna use some kind of a tuner to learn how to tune the guitar initially. And we're gonna go over that first. You can either use a software if you have a guitar hooked up to an interface, or we'll even show you a way where if you manage to get an E note for your bottom string, which is the thickest string, then we'll show you a method on how to go ahead and tune all those strings just using that one note. Okay, I got my guitar hooked up to my audio interface, which is then going into Studio One here, which is my recording software, and I'm using a plugin that is called Neural DSP Archetype Abasi, which has a built-in tuner in there. Now, this is going to be the same effect if you have a guitar hooked up straight into a guitar tuner, like a pedal. So what we're going to do here is, with the guitar tuner engaged, we're going to go ahead and hit our thickest string, which is the E string here, and as what it sounds like, we're going to go ahead and tune it to E. Let's just say if it was really out of tune. You pluck the string, keep tuning up, and we do it until we go to E. Now here's one thing to always try not to do. If your guitar is really sharp, let's just say it's higher than E, don't ever tune it to the note going down and leaving it at E. You don't want to do that. You want to always tune the string up to the pitch, always, because then there's gonna be a chance that if you hit it too hard, because it's not in a tightened position, the string might go out of tune really easily if you just pluck it once. So always, always, always tune up to your notes. And we're gonna go ahead and tune it to E. Now you can use either pickup for this. If you're on acoustic, obviously this doesn't matter, but I like to use the bridge pickup just because it's the furthest away from the nut and I feel like maybe you get a more accurate reading of the tuning. All right, so the bottom string, we are tuned to E. Now the next one we're gonna tune to is A. So let's just say if we were really flat right now, you could go ahead and pluck the string a few times, and as you're plucking, you are tuning the guitar up to A. Right over there. Now my D string, or the fourth string, is, well, it wasn't at D, and now we're gonna go ahead and put it at everyone's favorite letter, the D. Okay, and now the one string that always gets made fun of just for its circumstances, the G string. Ha ha ha, we've all heard it. So same thing, you go ahead and tune it up to G. And now the second string is the B string, tune it to B. And then the very last string that everyone likes to tune, which is your first string or your thinnest string, is the E. And there you have it, the guitar is tuned. I know that first one didn't sound good because I didn't chord it right. All right, so now let's go over another method of tuning the guitar to E, or just doing a standard E, A, D, G, B, E. But let's just say you don't have a tuner around. Now, let me go ahead and untune the guitar a little bit. Okay, great. So this is what I like to do. I like to go ahead and, first of all, what you have to do is get the sixth string tuned to E, no matter what. So there's many ways of doing this. So one easy way we can go ahead and achieve that is, let's go ahead and put a piano sound. And we could just put a synthesizer on here for now, it's fine. Okay, this is the key of here, E here. And as that's ringing out, see, I tuned it up to pitch right there. So now I know for a fact that this string is tuned to E. So now the method we can do to go ahead and get the other strings in tune, we already know what notes we need to do is E, A, D, G, B, E. So let me go ahead and change my position so you guys can see what I'm doing with the guitar here. So in order to do that, now the next string, which is going to be the A string, is going to be the same sound as the fretted, the fifth note fretted here on the E string. So this needs to be the same sound as the next string, which in this case it's not. So what you can do is you can go ahead and fret it and pluck the other string. And as the two notes are playing together with your free hand, you can go ahead and tune it up like this until those vibrations kind of tend to stop a little bit. So now, same note, the next string is tuned. Let me go ahead and turn off my let me go ahead and turn off the noise gate on my plugin here so the notes can ring out a little bit. All right, and now same thing on the next one. So on our A string, we're gonna go ahead and tune the next one, which is the D string. So if you do 5th fret on the A, the next string is supposed to sound like that. Kind of off, right? Listen for those vibrations until it stops. Right there, I think, is a sweet spot. Yep. Now the strings are tuned. We keep going. So now on the D string, we're going to go ahead and tune the G string. So again, 5th fret. Let them ring. Right there, it stops. Okay, now those are in tune. Now here's a tricky one. When we're going to do the G string to the B string, you don't do the 5th fret because that's just the way the guitar gods felt to have this guitar in tune. And for some reason, as you get better and better in playing it, you realize it tends to make a little more sense as you keep going. But for now, for this next one, we're going to go into the G into the B string. You're not going to go to the 5th fret. You're going to go to the 4th fret. Same principle though. Okay, no vibrations. Okay, and the very last one is we're going to go back to the 5th fret of the B string and into the E string. And this one we do go back to the 5th. You're not going to go back to the 4th. Okay. Try it out. Sounds the same. Now the guitar's in tune. Okay.
Hey guys, almost forgot to mention that one of my favorite methodologies of getting an E note to tune your guitar up to is to either go to your computer or go to your phone and Google or YouTube E note for guitar, and it'll go ahead and play you an E note, and as the sound's coming off your computer or your phone, you could just go and tune the guitar up as you're listening to it. Just forgot to mention it. I thought I'd throw it in.
All right, and now for the next example, the next methodology is something I like to call natural harmonic tuning. Now, how does this work? Let's just say, let me go ahead and put the guitar out of tune again. Okay, let's just say we already have our E string, and what we did is we went on YouTube and we looked up E note for guitar and we tuned right to that, or we did it the way with a piano, you play the E note and you tune the string to that. Now, this methodology is pretty cool because what you can do is you can use natural harmonics to go and tune the guitar up. And the cool thing is you don't even have to have your hands on the fretting part of the guitar. So what a natural harmonic is you with your finger kind of slightly gliding over the actual fret, or the like the stainless steel or the nickel fret over here. You kind of hover your finger over it and you're not actually pushing down on the fretboard. The fretboard, and what you're doing is you're kind of having your finger just glide over the string, lightly touching it without pushing it down, and what that does is it creates a sound like this, right? And you could do that all over the string in any fret position. You could do the 3rd, you could do the 5th, you could do the 7th, you could do it at the 9th kind of, you could do the 12th. So Okay, so now once you have that principle, the way that works is, let's just say we want to tune the E string to the A string in ascending order. You would go ahead and do a natural harmonic on the 5th fret, and then you would do a natural harmonic on the A string on the 7th fret, and you'd have to try to match those vibrations just like how we did with the tuning earlier. So something like this. Okay, you notice how the second vibration is lower? We'll do it again, and we're gonna go ahead and start tuning up. Hear the vibrations? There you go. Now those strings are tuned, and we keep doing the same thing for this one. So on the A string, we're gonna go to the D string, same principle. 5th fret on the A string, you do a natural harmonic. 7th fret of the D string, you do a natural harmonic, and you match the notes. I think that's it right there. Yep, perfect. And like I said, that's the beauty of it, is once you do the natural harmonic, you don't have to place your hands on the guitar at all. It just kind of go ahead and sounds it out for the duration of the string vibration. Okay, next one, same thing. We're gonna go from the D string to the G string. Okay, that sounds about right. Yep. Perfect in tune. Now, here's the only crummy thing about this tuning methodology is once you go trying to go into the G string to the B string, we got to go back and do it the way we did it before, because the natural harmonics here, because the next string, which is the B string, is tuned half a step lower than when we did it with the 5th fret tuning. It's not going to match up at all. It's going to be completely different. So this way, we just have to go back to the old methodology, which is go ahead and do a 4th fret on the G and open the string on the B, and just match those up like how we did before. That's the only caveat, but it still works pretty good. Okay, I think that's about it. Yep. All right, and the last one, we can go back to the natural harmonic methodology, which is go ahead and do the 5th fret harmonic on the B and the 7th fret harmonic on the E. Okay, it started to die down. Let's do it again. We're almost there. I think that's it. There you go. And your whole guitar is tuned. Okay, now here's a little bonus tuning tip for all you metalheads or metalcore heads out there. Now, we're going to go a little bit into how to do like a drop D tuning or any kind of drop tuning. So whenever you're into a standard tuning mode like how we are now with E, A, D, G, B, E, just for an example's sake. Now, a popular metal tuning is something called drop tunings. Now, that could be dropped anything. It could be a dropped D, it could be a dropped C, drop B, or you can even do a drop E if you're brave, or if you're going to go into really, really low tunings. And the idea behind drop tunings is to do a power chord. I mean, this is an example of a power chord when you're in standard tuning. It's 0 on the E string, and then the next 2 frets are fretted 2 frets higher, 2 notes higher. So it becomes, 0 on the E, 2 on the A, and 2 on the D. So this is what it sounds like when you play it all together. You feel that power? As opposed to just doing a single note on the E, this is what a power chord sounds like. It's called a power chord. A lot more powerful. When you're doing palm mutes for metal stuff, there's a single note, there's a power chord. You feel the power? Yeah. So obviously you could do this anywhere in the fretboard. So the beauty about drop tuning, what's so cool about it and what makes it easier if you want to play some heavy riffs, is what you can do is you want to drop the E string right here to the same note as 2 strings over whatever that note is. I know it sounds kind of confusing, but just hang with me. So we all know this string is at E, right? And this string is at D. So all we're going to do is we're going to match this, the lowest string possible. And when I say lower, I mean the thickest string. We're going to match the note of this lowest string into whatever the note the next 2 strings over is, which is the D. So the way to do that is we go ahead and ring out both strings. And as it's ringing out, we're going to go ahead and start tuning the lowest string down to that note, okay? And again, remember, always tune up, never tune down to the note. Here we go. Okay, so there it is, but we tuned down and we don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and drop it a little bit lower, and we're gonna go ahead and tune it back up to that note. I think that's it right there. And here's what a power chord in drop D sounds like. So you could do power chords now with just one finger. Super easy. And once you get more advanced into playing, you can do some interesting chords when you get into, you know, an intermediate or advanced level. And doing minor and major stuff can be a lot easier when you're just using drop D tuning as opposed to standard E. And another really cool way to tune, let me go ahead and tune back into my standard, and we can practice here of how we did it earlier. We'll do the natural harmonic tuning of the 5th fret on the E and 7th fret of the A. Okay, we're back to standard now. And if you want to do a natural harmonic tuning going into drop D, this is the best way to do it. So you can literally do any harmonic of the same fret of the E and the D strings and just tune it to those notes. So a really good one that you can do is you can do the 12th harmonic over here, 12th fret harmonic of the E and the D, and just go ahead and match it, tune it down just like how we did with the drop D tuning earlier. So like this. There it is. Now obviously I'll go down a little bit and I'll do it again so I could tune up. Right there. There you go. All right, guys, those are my favorite ways to tune a guitar, either electric or acoustic. We covered the methodologies of how to get to the standard tuning of EAD GBE. We covered ways on how to go ahead and drop it down to a DAD GBE. And then down the road, you guys can learn how to do like a standard D tuning, and you could drop that down to a drop C, so far and so forth. All right, guys, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please go ahead, like, subscribe, follow, all the good stuff, and we'll catch you for the next tutorial. Cheers.